There's a moment every morning when your mind whispers 5 more minutes. And even though you know it will not fix anything, something in you leans toward that temporary comfort. Your room feels warmer than reality, your blanket feels safer than responsibility, and the world outside your bed feels heavier than your body can carry. In these 10 seconds, your emotional brain makes a decision long before you consciously realize you made one. You don't choose 5 more minutes. Your nervous system does. It pulls you backward into the softest version of safety your mind knows, convincing you that staying still is easier than facing the day your brain has already predicted. This tiny moment becomes a psychological loop you repeat without understanding why it feels so irresistible. There's a freeze in the air during these 10 seconds, a subtle stillness that feels like time slowing down around you. Your body sinks deeper into the bed, not because you're tired, but because your mind is searching for the emotional warmth it loses when you step into the real world. Your breath becomes slow and shallow, as if your body is trying to pause the morning itself. You tell yourself, just 5 more minutes. But the truth is deeper. You're not delaying the day. You're delaying the emotional weight that comes with the day. Your brain is trying to protect you from stepping into a world it believes might hurt, overwhelm, or exhaust you. Your emotional brain predicts the entire day within those 10 seconds. It analyzes yesterday's stress, last week's exhaustion, the conversations you're avoiding, and the responsibilities waiting for you. Then it sends one quiet signal. Not yet, because it believes staying still will keep you safe. Here's the micro loop you don't notice. You don't delay because you're lazy. You delay because your emotional brain decides you're not ready to handle the day's emotional load. This is why those 5 minutes feel so comforting. They are not rest, they are escape. Escape from expectations, from discomfort, from conversations, from effort, from the version of you the world expects by morning. The darkness of the room becomes a shield your brain doesn't want to lower. The coldness of the floor becomes a threat your body doesn't want to face. Even the act of sitting up feels like stepping into something too loud for your silent mind. Your brain links mornings with pressure. Pressure to perform, to respond, to act, to decide, to show up. Pressure to be the responsible version of yourself even when you still feel fragile from yesterday. These 10 seconds are where your mind negotiates with your courage. It asks whether you can handle the emotional discomfort waiting outside your blanket. It asks whether you are prepared for the world or whether the world will be too much for you today. You whisper 5 more minutes because it softens the emotional edge of waking up. It gives you the illusion of control when everything else feels like demand. It becomes your first moment of emotional protection in a day full of decisions you don't feel ready to make. You are not delaying because of sleep. You're delaying because of fear of starting, fear of failing, fear of repeating past exhaustion. Your emotional brain thinks stopping you is safer than pushing you into discomfort too quickly. It believes staying in bed keeps your heart away from disappointment and pressure. You close your eyes again, not because you want more sleep, but because your emotional system wants a little more time to adjust. You stare at the ceiling because you're mentally preparing for your own thoughts. You hold your phone but don't unlock it because you want the world to wait a little longer before reaching you. These 10 seconds become a psychological buffer. A moment where your emotional brain says, "Let me catch up before you move." A moment where your mind tries to manage the emotional turbulence before it leaks into your day. Your brain associates waking up with exposure. Exposure to responsibilities, exposure to interactions, exposure to uncertain emotions. The bed becomes a sanctuary, and stepping out of it feels like stepping into vulnerability. But here's the truth you've never been told. Your brain doesn't hate mornings. Your brain hates unpredictability. It wants safety, routine, emotional clarity. When it doesn't feel those things, it delays your start. It gives you 5 minutes, not as a treat, but as protection from internal tension. These 10 seconds shape your entire day. They determine whether you move with intention or with avoidance. They decide whether you begin grounded or begin running from your own thoughts. The weight you feel in the morning is not sleepiness. It's emotional residue. Residue from yesterday's stress, unspoken feelings, unfinished thoughts, unresolved conflicts. Your nervous system carries emotional weight longer than physical exhaustion. This is why mornings feel heavier even when you slept enough. Because sleep doesn't erase emotional load, it only pauses it. When you wake up, everything you avoided the day before returns the moment your eyes open. Your mind freezes in these 10 seconds because it is scanning your day for possible emotional threats. It replays tasks you postponed. It replays conversations you avoided. It replays the pressure you felt yesterday and assumes today will feel the same. These 10 seconds reveal your deeper emotional truth. They show how overwhelmed you feel. They show how much pressure you carry quietly. They show how much your heart wants rest, not sleep. You feel that weight as soon as you open your eyes, your thoughts stretching out before you like a long road you must walk. Your emotional brain collects every unfinished piece of your life and stacks them into a mountain you haven't climbed yet. The brain pauses your body because it cannot pause your thoughts. But these 10 seconds don't have to become a battlefield every morning. You can learn to use them, not to avoid the day, but to ease into it. You can rewrite the loop your brain has been repeating for years. Awareness is the first shift. Knowing that 5 more minutes is emotional protection helps you catch the moment before it controls you. You can breathe into the hesitation instead of collapsing into it. Take one breath before you reach for your phone. One breath before you tell yourself, not yet. One breath to remind your emotional brain that you are safe, steady, and capable. When your mind freezes in the morning, gently anchor yourself to something real. The softness of the blanket, the warmth of the room, the quiet of the moment, the steady rhythm of your breath. These small sensory details tell your emotional brain that the moment is safe. They calm the nervous system so it doesn't start the day with fear. They remind your body that you are here, not inside yesterday's pressure or tomorrow's expectation. Your mind will still whisper, 5 more minutes. But now you understand why. Now you know the deeper pull behind the pause. Now you can choose differently. You don't have to fight the moment. You just have to understand it. Once your emotional brain feels safe, your body will move naturally. These 10 seconds don't define you. They reveal you your patterns, your fears, your needs. And with awareness, you can turn the hesitation into clarity instead of escape. Your morning doesn't change when the alarm rings. Your morning changes when you understand the 10 seconds that follow. And once you master them, the day that once felt heavy becomes a day you can finally step into without fear. And slowly, those 10 seconds stop being the place where you lose yourself. They become the place where you find your grounding. They become the moment you remind your emotional brain that the world is not as heavy as it once was. The day doesn't begin with your alarm. It begins with understanding the version of you that wakes up. And once you learn to meet that version gently, your mornings begin to feel like a beginning, not a burden.